Naomi, a woman so enduring that if there were a world record for patience, I'd take home the gold. Yes, I'm the kind of woman willing to wrap up my pride and stuff it in my pocket just to face today's humiliation. Don't be surprised, because right now, I'm sitting beside bed shared by Jack, my scumbag husband who betrayed me, and Lily, his beautifully flawed mistress, with looks resembling a botched statue. You might ask, how did I end up in this situation? The story begins a month ago. That day, like every other day, I quietly cleaned the restaurant for my meager paycheck. Then, I froze in shock when I saw Jack, my shabby excuse for a husband, sitting there enjoying a meal with Lily. He was decked out in a shiny suit while she lounged like an unrefined, over-the-top doll. Lily's fake breasts jiggle across the room as if screaming, "Look at me!" But what choked me with anger wasn't her ridiculous appearance, it was the lavish spread of expensive dishes on their table. These were the kind of meals I could only dream of, or maybe pick scraps from to get through the day. A single meal enough to feed my family for half a year now sat proudly before them, simply to satisfy the extravagant appetite of his mistress. At that moment, I wanted to rush over and slap Jack back to his sentence. But a thought struck me. Where did he get that money? Jack was the greatest man at being lazy. Half a decade of marriage, and I had been breaking my back to support the family while he wandered aimlessly around our barren little garden. And now, here he was, enjoying life with his mistress, basking in luxury. The weight of resentment pressed down on me, but I held back. Curiosity began to rise, and I decided to follow these two wretched souls to uncover the truth. As they left the restaurant, hand in hand, they strolled past the luxury boutique. Lily walked in with the airs of a queen, while Jack, brimming with inexplicable confidence, handed the security guard $50 before following her inside. Watching that scene, I could only collapse in despair. My son, Peter, had never even owned a $50 toy. A lump formed in my throat as tears fell helplessly down my face. It felt as though my entire world had crumbled, but I knew I had to pick myself up and continue exposing their deceitful facade. A while later, they stepped out of the store. Jack, his hands full of luxury shopping bags, looked nothing more like a loyal servant to Queen Lily. A sleek taxi pulled up, and I caught the smugness in their eyes. It was like a switch had been flipped, and the fury inside me ignited. I had prepared a bag of dirty soy sauce, not to eat, but to wash away Lily's fake elegance. Like an arrow released from a bow, I charged forward and dumped the entire bag of sauce onto her. Lily let out a piercing scream, while I walked away with a triumphant grin, feeling like I'd just won a major battle. But Jack, the coward I once called my husband, ordered the security guard to detain me. They pulled down my mask, and when Jack recognized me, his face turned pale. But don't expect an apology. Jack merely bowed his head to Lily and apologized to her, introducing me as though I were beneath him. This is Naomi. Lily smirked, looking at me as if I were an insect. The security guard cleaned her up while Jack, with a pathetic sense of devotion, pulled a brand new jacket from the luxury shopping bag and draped it over her shoulders. Lily, unwilling to miss an opportunity for revenge, threw money at the security guard and signaled him to hold me tightly. She stepped forward, wielding her pointed high heel like a weapon, and slapped me repeatedly until blood streamed down my face. All around, not a single person intervened. The wealthy patrons in the store quietly turned away, as if I were an invisible figure, unworthy of their attention. Class and money, the injustice of it all. I tasted it in full measure that day. It turned out, Lily wasn't just ugly, but also powerful. As for Jack, my so-called one-in-a-million husband, was nothing more than a parasite clinging to her leftovers. He declared that Lily was his real wife and announced he would divorce me. Fine, divorce it is. I was ready to leave, but Lily pulled me back. She smirked and threatened. If you want to keep little Peter, you'll have to be my slave for a month. Otherwise, I'll invent a machine with a hand designed to slap your face until your teeth shatter, and I'll make sure Peter is taken away from you forever. At that moment, I hesitated. Lily didn't seem like any mistress. If she truly was a powerful heiress, my son and I would be in trouble. When I returned home, I saw Peter, my innocent boy, happily eating the leftovers I had secretly brought back from the restaurant. My heart ached with bitterness. I couldn't lose him. After digging a little deeper, I discovered that Lily was the niece of a high-ranking official. Realizing I had no chance of fighting her, I was forced to accept a contract to sacrifice my freedom, all for the sake of keeping my son. At this moment, I'm kneeling beside the bed where Jack and Lily shamelessly flaunt their depraved romance. Lily, with her boundless creativity, has turned me into an object of her sadistic amusement. Occasionally, she sits up, throwing her underwear at my face, as if playing ring toss, and forces me to eat the leftovers from their meals. Jack, rather than stepping in, plays the perfect supporting role by beating me whenever Lily orders him to. The torment didn't end there. One day, Lily dipped the ends of my hair in gasoline and set it ablaze, leaving me with an unintentionally stylish haircut that barely reached my shoulders. Yet I endured, telling myself, hang on Naomi, just one more week, and you and Peter will finally be free. but Lily had no intention of letting me off that easily. When she discovered I was on my period, she nonchalantly declared, "One sanitary pad, use more and you're done for." I endured for 2 days before I couldn't take it anymore. I knelt and begged Jack and Lily, promising to disappear from their lives forever. But their response? A bucket of cold water splashed in my face, accompanied by mocking laughter. The dam broke, and this was the moment I realized I don't need to endure this any longer. Jack would never be able to care for Peter for long. He didn't have the patience for anything, and if anyone dared to hurt my son, I would make them pay. My plan for revenge was set into motion. That day, I deliberately clogged the toilet, called septic workers to fix it, and paid them extra to keep a tank of special perfume. Not stopping there, I asked them to create a high-powered spray nozzle to prepare for my revenge ceremony. Everything was ready. I dragged the pump machine out of the door of Jack and Lily's bedroom, where they were cozily embracing. Kicking the door open, I shouted, "You bastards!" Lily screamed in shock, and Jack frantically grabbed the blanket to cover himself. I didn't give them time to react. I turned on the septic spray and gave them a shower in the sweetest smelling scent they'd ever encountered. Lily shrieked as if being tortured, while Jack could only scream in despair. That feeling, it was the sweetest revenge for everything I had endured. I didn't forget to record the entire legendary moment on my phone. I declared, "If you dare to touch me or Peter, this video will go viral." Finally, my son and I were free. With the help of friends, I moved into a small rented house. Life was still difficult, but my son and I had regained our joy and peace.